Hello, and welcome to the weekly moon update for the week of May 20th through the 26th. We have a full moon happening this week, and we also have a lot of Gemini energy happening this week. So, with the never ending quest for truth and knowledge and adventure combined with the Gemini playful energy, we have kind of a very easygoing energy for this week, which is really wonderful because I don't know how everybody else is feeling about last week. I think there was a lot of intensity with the solar flares last week that just really put my fire energy, sun energy on like hyperdrive. And like last week felt very long to me, but it also felt very productive. Like a lot was going on, a lot was happening. I barely got any sleep, especially the night of the solar flares. By 5 o'clock in the morning, I just like put something over my eyes and listen to some singing bowls and like force myself to try to like get some rest. And that's been happening like every night since the solar flares. It's finally eased up a little bit, but I'm really struggling getting back into that sleep schedule. So let me know in the comments how you guys felt last week. There's so much intense energy. But I did also get a lot of things done last week as well. So hopefully it seems like the energy of this week so far is going to be a little bit more laid back and just kind of like take a look at everything, because like the moon illuminates things. So we can kind of stop and have that 7 of Pentacles energy and like observe what needs to be happening, but just this nice little pause and maybe a little bit of celebration and fun while we're at it. So let's jump into the energy of this week. Okay, so our full moon is on Thursday of this week. So that means that the beginning of the week, Monday through Wednesday, is a waxing gibbous moon. And then after the full moon, we have our waning gibbous for the rest of the week. So the beginning of the week is waxing that's increasing with energy until we get this big, bright full moon. And fire moons feel even more like bright and illuminated and feels like there's more energy to it. So lots of energy this week. And even though with the waning moon at the end of the week is decreasing energy, I still think it's going to be like a lot of energy this week, but in a lighthearted kind of way. So we're starting off this week in the transition, in the void of course time. This is kind of a longer void of course time. We won't actually enter Scorpio until 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for all day Monday, we're just kind of in this transition from Libra to Scorpio, or air to water. But once we get into Scorpio energy Monday evening, we will be hanging out there all day Tuesday and all day Wednesday as well. And the moon will transition into Sagittarius, which will put us into the full moon energy early Thursday morning. Scorpio time of year is Halloween time. It's the end of October and the beginning of November. It's fall. The leaves are all these beautiful, gorgeous colors, and the sun is slowly moving away from us. So we're heading into that dark, mysterious time. So Scorpio moon days are a time where you might feel some emotions come to the surface, and you want to use that water energy to cleanse and release them. We are so used to, as a society, to stuff things down, and Scorpio helps us dig things up and let it go, because we don't need to be carrying around all of the energy that we tend to do. Especially a lot of people in the spiritual community are empaths. I kind of feel like everybody's an empath, but if you identify as an empath and you recognize that you are taking on energy that's not yours, Scorpio is a good time to release it. However, we have a waxing moon here. So Scorpio also has this very drawing energy, this magnetic kind of intensity. It's a good time to, while we're still in the waxing phases, to draw the things near you that you need. Anything that you need to manifest the things that you're trying to manifest, or anything that's going to help you keep track on your intentions, you can kind of draw that energy to. Scorpio time is like a really good time to like work magic, and you can work that manifestation magic with the waxing moon and with the Scorpio intensity, like drawing these things to you, drawing the things that you desire to you, and also kind of exploring your desires as well. Scorpio does have this very sensual energy to it. So starting off the week with that watery energy on Monday, Tuesday, and really all day Wednesday as well. So when we move into Sagittarius very early Thursday morning at 4:24 a.m., that's going to switch us in from water to fire, and this helps us like activate things. Sagittarius full moon is about illuminating like the good things in your life. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of luck and growth and expansion. It's very optimistic and hopeful and excited for what's to come. So a Sagittarius full moon is great for looking at the things in your life that you love and that make you feel hopeful, finding those things that inspire you and that motivate you. And in the Just a Phase Moon Planner, we are doing a little bit of creative writing, some creative writing divination. It's a really fun exercise. If I haven't uploaded it already, I do plan to have a tutorial video explaining how a little bit more in depth how to do this creative writing divination, because it's a really fun practice of kind of pulling things from your subconscious without you even being aware of it. So it's a really fun practice. It would even be fun to kind of explore it while we're in Scorpio as well, because Scorpio is good about digging up those things and releasing them. So read over that if you haven't already, because and look out for that video if it's not uploaded already. It's just, the energy of this week just feels so good and hopeful and optimistic. And I think that I know I personally like need to feel this optimism and this hope and this like positive energy, because it was just like the eclipse season was enough. And I did feel like I was finally recovering from eclipse season, and then we got smacked with the solar flares, and it was just like, that was really wild energy and really interesting to explore and experience and navigate. And of course, for those of you that got to see the Northern Lights, I didn't get to see them, but it had me thinking during that time, like, is this something that we're going to be experiencing more on a regular basis? Like, are solar flares going to be that strong and powerful? I mean, they happen all the time, but it's not every day that we are having that intensity so close to us, because it, for sure, I see that it made an energetic impact on our community, and I feel that it made an energetic impact on me, even if at the bare minimum it was all this sun energy that prevented me from sleeping. I think there was a lot more to it than that. But again, let me know in the comments what your experience was like, because it just kind of like threw me for a loop. But it also, I also think it burned away a lot of the stuff that I was trying to process through the eclipse. And it just like, it felt like this wave just came over and like took it all away. And now that like I'm on the other side of it, I'm like, whoa, that was pretty cool, but it was pretty intense like while we're going through it. But the aftermath of it and this perfect optimistic week feels really good. It's like it feels like a fresh, clean slate, even though we're talking about full moon energy here. So 4:24 a.m. is when we enter that Sagittarius energy, and then the moon is going to be 100% full at 9:52 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're really not in the Sagittarius energy for very long at the time that the moon is full. But I mean, I would still say, like, do your full moon activities Thursday evening, or even I think Friday. When do we? Yeah, Friday evening we'll be in Sagittarius energy all day, and we won't move into Capricorn until 11:36 a.m. Saturday morning. So plan your full moon ritual, even if that's just doing the creative writing exercise in the planner. Plan for that Thursday or Friday evening. And remember, we're talking about Jupiter expansion and luck and hopeful and optimism and adventure and excitement. And what do you want to do next? What are you excited for? We're basically halfway through the year now. So what are you excited for moving forward? And the reason I bring that up is because, reason I bring that up now is because Sagittarius is the time for celebrating the things that you've accomplished. And the next two full moons are in Capricorn. So that's about like checking those things off that you set intentions for in January back in Capricorn season. So this is the party before we start like buckling down and like finishing out the rest of the year. And then on the weekend, Sunday, like we can party all weekend, and then Sunday is when we move into Capricorn. That's when we start getting ready for the week. We start to get ready for our productive times and plan out the rest of the 2 weeks for this moon cycle. This is waning energy, but we still have a lot of energy here. So this week and next week is going to be the times to like use that energy wisely so that you can plan to rest and digest along the new moon in a couple weeks. So the other things I want to mention about this week is that Monday, the sun is moving into Gemini. So we are saying goodbye to Taurus season. Gemini is a sign of twins and duality, a sign that's ruled by Mercury. So this is really about expressing your ideas. The other sign that's ruled by Mercury is Virgo, which is an earth sign. And that's when you really see the physical aspect of communication. Like Virgo is really good at physically like organizing things, orchestrating and moving things around. Like this is very physical. They also just kind of embody, they like know how to fix things, how to improve things, how something could be better and its best. And it's more about an embodiment of that. Whereas Gemini air energy is more about that like verbal expression that I think of like laughter and joy and that playful energy, because we're talking about two different dynamics that are one and the same. So it's like this just playful energy between two different aspects of things. We look at that as like all of the different aspects of ourself. That's how we kind of experience it. But it's also, I really like to use my words when we're talking about Gemini energy, and the nature of the duality gives you the understanding and intelligence to know how to reach somebody or how to get your ideas across. So also this week on the same day as the full moon, Venus is now entering Gemini on the same day as the full moon. Venus in Gemini is going to add more of that like playful energy, because Venus is just so lovely and beautiful, and it's about having these relationship dynamics, and Venus and Gemini allows us to like communicate that connection and that energy of understanding one another. And then also on Friday, we have Jupiter moving into Gemini. So I talked a lot about Jupiter at the beginning of this video because of Sagittarius being ruled by Jupiter. But now with Jupiter in Gemini, we're moving away from Jupiter in Taurus, which is also moving Jupiter further away from Uranus. Because remember, in April, we had the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, which was a really beautiful energy. But now Jupiter is shifting into Gemini, we're moving away from that energy and moving away from the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. Like I've already talked about Jupiter is growth and expansion and hopeful and optimism. And being in a playful sign like Gemini really like kind of helps us kick off summer, which the official day of summer is coming up next month. So this just adds this like hopeful, optimistic, playful energy that we're talking about for the energy of this week. So our card for this week is the Watchers, transpersonal, serendipity, the observer/witness, and transpersonal. When Watchers appear, it is an invitation to stop doing. Pause, get off the treadmill, and take a deep breath. Find the witness within, the one who can observe the fire and fury happening around you, but is not caught up in any of the drama. The time is right to step back. If you have a thought or opinion, keep it to yourself. If you have a feeling that needs to be expressed, do it in the shower. Do not engage with the action happening around you. Simply observe. Watchers show up to direct your attention to the horizon, away from the anthill in front of you. Others might think that you are simply doing nothing, but let them know that you are helping the sun to set in the evening sky. There are bigger things to attend to. You have spent such a long time trying to correct the course of events and the actions of others. Let it be for a short while, as you become the observer rather than the doer. The Watchers invite you to break free from the linear, casual place of the petty day-to-day. Rise to divine confidence, to serendipity, and notice how the act of seeing the heart of the matter produces result. Things happen without you doing anything. Creation unfolds in its own mysterious way, requiring only a sacred witness. I love this card for this week because I think it really encapsulates that energy of a Sagittarius full moon, where when we think of Sagittarius, the Sagittarius time of year, we think of that at end of November, beginning of December. We're at the end of a calendar year. We're reflecting on the previous year and looking ahead for what's to come in the new year. So this is very much a pause and a observation, taking stock of like what's happening around you without taking any movement. The Taurus energy helped us to slow down, but now here in the Gemini season and the Sagittarius full moon, we can kind of allow ourselves to step back and play, have fun, experience life, but also observe things and what's going on and eventually figure out where you want to move forward in the future. So our chakra card is receptivity, pausing and being receptive. When someone shares their truth with you, listen. Open channels for divine wisdom to flow both towards you and through you. Something or someone seeks your attention right now. Remember that even animal spirit allies can be messengers of wisdom from the higher dimensions. Be open to the messages as they come in whatever form and ask for clarity if needed as you integrate and receive. This is a throat chakra card. The crystal is angelite and the herb is elderberry that they recommend to connect to this energy. I love the idea of a throat chakra card when we're talking about Gemini and we're talking about expression. We have so much Gemini energy this week. And when we're talking about this Sagittarius full moon, we're talking about pausing and reflecting and being receptive, observing and seeing what information comes in. Our gemstone this week is preonite. It's a nurturing gem that heals the healer. Corresponding to the heart chakra, preonite helps stabilize the flow of energy in the body, reducing anxious energy. It also grounds your energy into the heart of Gaia, holds you as you hold others, and reminds you that you too need healing and self-care. The affirmation for this card is, I am held and healed by Mother Earth. So we've got heart chakra energy and throat chakra energy, and we're going to be open to receiving this week. I love, love, love preonite. It was a huge game changer for me when I was struggling a lot. I'm always struggling a lot with picking up other people's energy when I'm doing massage and body work, but I've used a lot of different crystals over time. And honestly, preonite is only within like the last 5 years. And it was a really big game changer for aftercare as well as like during care. Like it's healing me while I'm healing others at the same time. And it's just a really wonderful, beautiful stone. I have some sitting right here actually in this little heart shape. A lot of times you will find it with epidote inclusions, and that's what I have. This is preonite with epidote inclusions, and So the main stone here is that lighter green, and then the shards in there is the epidote, and it's this cutesy patootie little heart. Love, love, love this stone and the energy for this week. I mean, it feels like such a relief to what has felt like to me a very chaotic time. And I know that like globally there's still a lot going on, but I hope that this can give us a little bit of a break and a little bit of peace, at least individually, so that we can rest up and heal the collective eventually. So I hope that you're able to find some time to play this week, to kind of pause, stop, observe, experience, and receive. And I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful week. We will be live for tarot on Wednesday this week. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of this video. I can't wait to see you on the other side of the looking glass again sometime soon. I must have my laser. To the airy element of the airy element of air.